Чтобы приобрести российский природный газ, они должны открыть рублевые счета в российских банках. Именно с этих счетов будет вестись оплата газа. Если же такие платежи не будут производиться, будем считать это неисполнением обязательств со стороны покупателей, со всеми вытекающими последствиями. Нам никто ничего бесплатно не продает. И мы тоже не собираемся заниматься благотворительностью. То есть действующие контракты будут остановлены.
The following program is rated TVMA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Somebody gotta say this shit, so piss a bitch. Fuck your government. I'm hesitant to holler out that I'm in. I represent hollow points and Mac tears. Don't think them shots coming out of them. Last thing that you see is Nat Turner's grin. I'm a savage, not your average white boy, my friend. We ain't shooting. Fuck red, white, and blue. Earth they nerve like militias in the booth. Spit that word like the wisdom in the tooth. Get that herb like I need a blunt or two. Fuck y'all all, each and every one of you. You niggas wanna stay asleep? Fuck you motherfuckers too. All you niggas ain't loyal. Fuck the government soil. Bring heat to the planet, to this motherfucker boil. There's no more talk. Through the grave y'all walk. I talk for the slave from the grave. It's war.
Day 38. And I told you last night, this was coming. Holy shit. You fucked up, Biden. What it do, good peoples? Hold on. Too early. We're moving too early. Hold on. What it do, good peoples? I am Irk the Nerve, aka Mr. Somebody. Everybody, somebody gotta say this shit. Yo, I told you it was coming. I got some information for that ass today. The cost of power, the ruble versus the petrodollar. Understand, folks. Last night, I was in rare form. I didn't do too much, but I was feeling it, and I had to cut myself off in order to keep the same thunder, to keep the same energy that I still have for this topic today. This topic is vital to all of us. Basically, it deals with our survival. It deals with our survival. And we are going to get into it. Now, understand, folks, this is going to be jammed packed with a lot of information. So much so that I may even do another live on this topic. Part 2, it will be the cost of power, part 2, the ruble versus. You got to understand there's so many layers to this rotted out, disgusting thing that looks like an onion. Now look, we have pandemic. Oh, and Fauci, I got your ass too, you piece of shit. I got you, Fauci. I found the video that I needed. I found a few videos, but one in particular, motherfucker. Oh, let's just do that real quick. Can we do that real quick? Or did I even load it? Is it loaded? We'll do that in a minute. Fauci, I got your ass too. There's so much. The pandemic, hyperinflation, food shortage, World War fucking 3. And if, again, I'm going to say it again, if you think this is not World War 3, you are out of your fucking mind. What makes a world, what defines a world war? is it 3 or 4, maybe more nation states involvement? I know what it is. Maybe you should figure it out what it is in your own mind so you won't have to live in denial. We are in World War III, 38 days in, son, only 38 days. And we have not seen the worst of it. Oh, and I'm about to explain to you the worst of it with my partner, with my main man, Jaywowski.
Yeah, man.
Dude, you've seen what I've seen on the 31st. You have seen what I've seen on the 31st of March. Something huge has happened, and it will reverberate throughout history if there is a human history, a human timeline after this. Cause it don't look good, folks. You've seen it, Jaywowski?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I can't really go a week without seeing something they're doing. It's
Uh,
become that. It's become that thick. You know. I was thinking about your episode last night, the Ruble versus the petrodollar, and I was just thinking you could have also named that. I think Drago versus Creed. Holy shit, man!
if
Have you seen what all these sanction moves have done to the ruble?
but see, here's the thing. They thought the sanctions would help. They thought the sanctions a symbolic economic gesture from the West and the NATO forces that are involved through sanctions, but not involved through military actions. Well, very little military action. You get it now. What has happened on the 31st? Okay, so you tried it. You tried it, NATO and all you aligning motherfuckers. You tried it, didn't you? Now look at your dumb asses. What does that say, Jay Wowski?
Unfriendly countries must pay for gas in rubles. Gas supply contracts otherwise suspended, says Russia.
Because Vladimir Putin and the Russian government sees um, the Western countries like Germany, France, and those NATO countries as and the other they defaulted on their contracts with the sanctions. They defaulted on their contracts, the contracts that they had before the invasion. You defaulted on those contracts. Therefore, we're not. You tried to destroy our country's currency with sanctions. Now we're forcing you to if you want to continue business with us, you have to now buy Russian oil, gas, etc., with rubles.
What you did was try to make a move to devalue and just ruin the Russian currency, and you
Yeah,
just further stabbed the stake in the heart of your own.
yeah.
The funny thing about it is, not even. Let me read this report right. All right, I'll just read the report. Less than 1 week after Joe Biden claimed his unprecedented quote sanctions had reduced the ruble to rubble, he says. Joe Biden says his
Yeah.
sanctions reduced it to rubble. But in fact, Russia's currency has recovered all of its losses. It is now trading higher than before the war began.
Oh, okay. So let's get into a little educational lesson, shall we, brother? I believe you're doing your work on a laptop.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm on this phone. I made these edits for these little displays because we are a show and tell show. We show you shit and we try to add on with dialogue. So could you read that for me, man?
The Russian central bank pegged 1 gram of gold to 5,000 rubles, currently about $50. 1 gram.
And this one.
Now Europe will have to buy Russian gas and oil in either rubles or in
Or
gold.
gold. You fucked yourselves. Western countries, you fucked yourselves, and ultimately you fucked all of your citizens. You fucked me. You fucked us. You fucked us all. You fucked us all. And basically what you did was not only okay, so now we have a problem because we see the steps that Russia will take in order to make sure that the Western countries know their place as far as this conflict goes. Stay the fuck out of the issue. Stay out of it. Leave us to our devices. No, instead of symbolic gestures, these fucking symbolic political gestures done fucked you. Cause now you were playing political tug of war with allowing Ukraine into NATO or the European Union. And we understand why, because if that was to happen, it would be Western Western leaning countries, military forces closer to Russian borders. Correct, Wolski?
Correct.
So the tug of war began. If there was any time you could have fucking hyper moved the push to allow Ukraine. No, you didn't. You didn't. So now Ukraine is Kharkiv, Donbass, uh, Odessa, Kiev is almost that. Kiev is the stronghold for the Ukrainian government. They are holding it. It's ugly over there. But with the sanctions, now you don't fuck this off because Russia has called your bluff on the sanctions. They dealt with the hard crash of the ruble, made it bounce back, and now every Western country has to buy. Okay, so
think about how ugly that is on the world stage as far as who is actually the world power now, as far as currency, money flow, economies go. The ruble's doing nothing but going up, and this move actually, if you really think about it, wartime or not, for the well-being of your country and your country's economy flourishing. Brilliant fucking move. Brilliant move. Honestly, a like move was made by Mr. Gaddafi, and it didn't turn out well for him. But nevertheless, it's a great move for your people and your country and your economy. Anybody that can't see that, it's just silly. But here's the thing. Before that, the top currency trading in the world had already went from the U.S. currency to the Chinese currency.
To the Chinese currency. Yeah.
And I just read a report that Russian foreign minister says that Russia and China agreed to widen cooperation in challenging international conditions. No shit. these are about to be the two world stage. This is the world economy now. It's going to be the Chinese and the Russians.
The leading
Because here's the
powers,
thing.
the leading powers would be Russia, China, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, India, and oh shit, we are going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. Have you? We've
An
never ever.
absolute flip upside down if you think about it, because as they're making these power moves to push and wealth it and thicken up their economies, we're doing nothing but running ours into the ground with just the printing and the spending and the printing and the spending and not getting anything in return for it. Now he said, if you ain't giving me rubles, you're giving me gold. And what we're doing is just printing and handing out. That's two countries running a race in opposite directions. It's crazy to be on the other end of it. You know what? If you look at it, what the American economy and what all this shit is starting to really look at like, it looks like the scene from Goodfellas when Joe Pesci and Ray Liotta are in the fucking bar stuffing it full of the fucking shit so they can burn it down for the insurance money. So this entire country's economy is looking like right now.
You're absolutely right. It's exactly what it looks like. Hey, before we continue, listen to the wise words of our fucking White House advisor. Listen, folks, because like I said, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Me and Wowski have been walking you. Me, Wowski, Ace Ill, and the whole team over here. We have been walking you through this shit, and now you're seeing it play out.
The price of gas has gone up by approximately $1 or more since Putin started lining up troops at the border. This is something that outside economists have spoken to as well, not just the administration. And those are just factual details about how much the price of gas has gone up. We know that's a huge impact. And when you say inflation, people think the cost on their pocketbook and the impact on their budgets. The second piece on the availability of food, we know that different markets around the world are impacted by the lack of production in Ukraine and other because of the war, and we know that could impact global food prices.
It hasn't happened yet. This is the first time we've heard the president blame Putin for higher food prices.
I think what the president's looking at is what the impact has been in a lot of areas that are leading to price increases on people's pocketbooks, and where we could see it increasing over the course of time. I'm here in my office. I see you all. Thank you, everyone.
Who will replace you?
Oh, look at that bitch run. Look at that bitch run. Hey, did you hear
Bitch, run off to your office with your big book of lies. That's all the thing you
your
had.
big book of lies?
This fucking shit kills me. Gas prices went up $1 as soon as Russia put troops on the border of Ukraine. Bitch, it was going up inevitably.
It was going up anyway.
It had no choice. I like how they just I love how they folded up the crash of an economy on George W. Bush. Now he was definitely seemed like a buffoon. Obviously not a great president. I mean, fuck, we don't even got to go down that rabbit hole. But nevertheless, he had no control of it crashing or being flourishing. It's a bubble. An economy based on debt's a bubble. You swipe your card one too many times, you're out of money.
And when that bubble, and what happens when that bubble pops, Jay Wowski?
Oh, everything gets more expensive.
Exactly.
When you recalibrate your economy based off debt, well, interest rates go up.
Okay, now, but check this out. See, check this out. Did you hear the talking fucking head reporter say, so do you think that the president can blame Vladimir Putin for the inflation? No, motherfucker. Do you know that there's a trending hashtag right now?
The president can blame the president for Biden.
Bidenflation. That's a popular hashtag going around these social media fucking algorithms right now. Inflation, gas, energy, food, entertain, you name it. Everything under this administration skyrocketing. How do you not tie this to policy?
The funny
How
thing
do
is,
you
man, I
not
got into
how
it
do
with a
you not
dude.
tie this to executive policy, motherfuckers? Explain to me.
I
How
got
did it
into it with a dude at work over the election about this shit. And he was just so dead set the Democrats just had to do it. And I was like, bro, like what do you see in it? Like you seem like a kind of logical guy. Like, what is your just I could see not wanting to vote for Trump. I could see not digging Republicans. I understand that completely. But what is your hard set on just this is the way it's got to go and Biden and all this shit? And he told me, I'm voting with my wallet. It's going to be better for me and my family financially to vote for Joe Biden. And I was like,
hold on.
bro, you're insane. But this picture you got right here, I wish somehow we could put it in law that since you said that then, and this is why you voted, you have to get this right here tattooed on your fucking forehead.
Exactly. Now he said, hold on, Walski. He said that he voted with his wallet. Well, let's just look at what voting with your wallet looks like. Let's just look at it real quick. Hold on. Let me show you what voting with your wallet looks like.
With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages. And it's going to be real.
We don't have a food shortage problem. We have a leadership problem. We have plenty of food.
Wouldn't you be the leader?
Executive. Absolutely. The executive leader.
So here's my thing. If you could push it off on, it's a leadership problem. And you are El Capitan. Wouldn't you be the guy to fix it? You know what I'm saying? So you pawning it off on yourself?
Let's see that again.
With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages. And it's going to be real.
We don't have a food shortage problem. We have a leadership problem. We have plenty of food.
That, folks, should tell you right there, he's not the man for the job. He just said it himself.
Now, understand the 2020, the statement that was made in 2020, that was during campaign. Do you understand that this administration, other administrations in the past have been talking about this food shortage shit since Obama started attacking farmers and those that fucking collect rainwater from their fucking homes and their property? Do you understand what we're saying here? This has been a fucking plan for a very, very long time. Very. And now, whether purposely done or not, they have ready-made excuses, reasons, and targets for blame. Russia being one of them. But like my man Jay Wowski said, the fucking bubble was already about to pop. Russia, being an economic power, sees this as an opportunity as well. Whether they get blamed for it or not, they don't give a fuck. They plan on winning in the end. Do you understand how international policy works? Okay, so
oh, bro,
I know, Jawowski. Go ahead, man, because we about to go deep on them. Go ahead. It ain't over.
Good. I was just thinking about it, bro. While they're making these moves, man, we also have heads of the world, I guess. I mean, you can dice them up a million different ways. Talking about this going to like a digital currency for countries, right?
Oh.
But think about this. So our currency is going to the shitter. At the same time, you got world leaders talking about putting countries on digital currency. But then on another side of the world, you've got countries making genius power plays to richen their economy. It's almost like if it's looking now like we're we're ending up on the wrong side of the planet. I mean, granted, I guess there's always the undertones of some kind of nuclear problem, which could fuck everybody. But outside of that, just say this play works out. Now you're on a digital ration and their economy's flourishing. Bro,
if
get the passports out, bro.
okay, so check this out, Jaywalski. I don't want to move too fast, bro, because I'm telling you, bro, we have the same mind. We have the same way of thinking when it comes to this shit. And you're spitting the same. That's why I don't want to move too fast, because the next fucking image you're going to see, you're going to be like, damn, I just said that. But check this out. Hey, real quick, will you just run down the list of Biden inflation going on?
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's
Just,
run this down.
just
I
yeah.
hope I'm gonna give a copy of this to the guy because I still work with him actually. So here we go. Gas up 56.2%. Energy up 28.5%.
Mm,
Fuel and oil up 50.8%. Used cars and trucks up 29.7%.
Now, hold on. Just take a pause real quick on that. Used cars and trucks. Oh, they usually do not increase in value. That should scare you for one.
Yeah. It's been known my entire life. Once you pull it off the lot, it decreases in value. Now they're going higher than they ever have before.
Continue, my good brother.
Food is up 2.20%.
Has it been hard going out and dining? Has it been hard taking your little lady friend out? Have you looked at the bill at the restaurant at your favorite fucking Belanote, at your favorite Olive Garden? Have you seen it? Have you? I'm telling you what I'm saying. Basically, everything, even at McDonald's, have you seen the fucking bargain menus is not a bargain anymore, folks.
No. Spaghetti dinner is not a cheap dinner anymore.
Come on.
To make a spaghetti dinner now, it's what you could have made shrimp linguine with. You follow me?
Yeah. Now that you read down the list of that, bro, I'm gonna go back to the point you made previously. See, folks,
But
we
think
pride
about that
ourselves.
when you think about the wide vast of your economy from the regular everyday people. Yes, this gets more expensive for you. But think about this. If you don't work for even if you do, but if you work for a company owned by a self-made man or a regular Joe, not some big corporate head that you've never met, and he's got
Exactly.
employees, all this gets more expensive for him. People that own their own restaurants, all this gets more expensive for them. So, I mean, dude, I've said it before. I would imagine on this show, I know I've said it in plenty of circles. It's the financial mudslide. But here's the thing: as that's happening, and the value of the dollar depreciates, eventually, usually the mudslide will stop, and wherever you end up on that chain through the wreckage, that's where you're at. But this go around, it looks like there's no end to the slide.
Yeah, if your feet are not solidly dug into the roots and the ground of energy, employment, labor, uh, skill, trade, or infrastructure, you're pretty much fucked. Because everything else is. How can you have a restaurant industry when there's no imports and exports of food? Wheat. Do you know? Hold on. Do you know, Jawowski? See, we hit him over the head all the time with the shit. Remember, brother, when we did this show right here?
Oh yeah. Hyperinflation, folks. When was that? I
Please.
believe it says streamed 4 months ago.
4 months ago. Understand, it says, and the full title is Face to Face Friday, Hyperinflation, Understanding the Coming Struggle of 2022. This was a prediction, folks. This was a prediction show. This is a this was a show that happened before 2022. Or during 2022. It was in 2022. You know what I'm saying? But now we're here. Like, we're walking it. Like, we were at the top. We were at the top of January 2022, right? And then we walked down. But we made we make a prediction about hyperinflation.
I'm sure though you can go back through some of our earlier episodes on social political topics, and I guarantee we've made mention and note of frivolous printing and spending before that show. But yeah, we definitely dropped that one 4 months ago.
Eto brute. We surely when we start talking about socio-political shit, we pay attention to the movements, especially of our politicians and the dealings. Didn't we just tell them in a episode that we ran called None Dare Call It War? Didn't we tell them about Hunter Biden and what so happens to be in the news as of late?
I mean, anytime the politicians go straight to spending the U.S. Currency and the Federal Reserve, like your most irresponsible fuck off buddy you've ever met just hit fucking $1 million and just out there, whatever, buying cars, buying a bunch of dope, getting throwing lavish I'll be spending that $1 million within 6 months. That's anytime you see your leadership goes hard body into that Federal Reserve, man, you know you're in some shit.
Yeah.
First order of business is to start printing and handing out. That's a problem.
and there, look, you see, and people don't even see the game being played, dude. They're talking about another stimulus, not due to COVID. Not due to COVID, but due to war relief. Hold on. We're not in a war. We're not in a war. Okay, so
you know what that sounds like? That sounds like finding a starving man and giving him a chicken leg. But as soon as he starts chewing the meat, you shut.
The price of gas has gone up by approximately $1 or more since Putin started lining up troops at the border. This is something that outside economists have spoken to as well, not just the administration. And those are just factual details about how much the price of gas.
Oh, she
go ahead.
Nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, you just go ahead. I hope I didn't kill your thought, but that's basically what's just go ahead.
No, but reading this, stimulus checks for inflation. Here are the states planning to send money to residents. Stimulus checks for inflation. That sounds like finding a starving man, giving him a chicken leg, and as soon as he eats the meat, you shove the bone down his throat and suffocate him. You're going to print money for inflation.
Make it make sense.
Oh, Jesus
make it make
Christ.
sense. Yeah.
And there's people that are going to be like, see, I told you the White House got our back. They're going to give us another stimulus. I'm about to quit my job. The funny is, this stimulus check, you'll realize you'll burn through that quicker than you ever did the first one because it don't mean nothing.
No, Walski, there are idiots planning vacation now. They just got this information from us. They're reading it on the screen. They're like, oh shit. And this was what? This was 5 hours ago yesterday.
Probably
so if that was
watching us.
If that was 5 hours ago yesterday, then that means all I gotta do is do a Google search and see if it's confirmed. Oh yeah, we get another stimulus. Planning vacation. These stupid motherfuckers have no idea that once your grocery store warehouses go empty, they're they're not going to be refilled.
Food shortages at the local stores have communities in panic. What items are missing and when will they be back?
I can almost guarantee you this is how fucked up we are out here. Derby's coming up in May.
Idiot.
I can almost guarantee you the day after Derby, you won't be able to get a bottle of water out of Kroger's.
Oh shit.
Motherfuckers are going to buy up the rest of the groceries for one Mo cookout.
Dude, and people are not going to pay attention to the actual pain that is going to be felt in the pocketbook and in now I gotta go back because we gotta slow it down, Walski. We're moving too fast. We told them all types of shit. Like we told them all types. We told them we told them what was coming. War during crisis. In this alone, we told them about the hyperinflation, the pandemic, and the war itself that just began in Ukraine. At this time, I think it was maybe the first full day of Russian invasion, and I can go back and check. But you can check the date on yourself. Check the date yourself. We've been there with it. We've been telling you what's going on, and the thing is, it's not our fucking fault you ain't paying attention. It's okay. You see it better to pay attention to the bullshit, and that's why you're gonna get fucked when they send out the stimulus, and when they send out this fucking inflation stimulus, it's oxy fucking moron. They're giving you a stimulus for inflation. Hello.
Yeah,
How
and
is that going to help you?
I've even participated in this.
Do you understand? Okay, so your president Biden, I don't have a motherfucking picture of this goofy face fuck. Your president Biden, your president Biden decides to put millions of reserve barrels into play every day for 6 months to stop the bleeding at the pump.
Reserve barrels.
Do you know it?
Do you know how expensive those are going to be?
Do you know it's only going to take 10 cents off of your average fucking trip at the pump?
Oh, maybe at first. Trust me, when they get down to not that many more barrels, them motherfuckers gonna be expensive. Real expensive. And think about that. Just think about that in itself. When it comes
you ain't seen nothing yet. They fucking
but just think about this when people vote and they listen to the news and they think that any of this shit's gonna help them or any of these people care. Dude, we're going to reserve barrels when we could have had our own oil here. We could have been had it, like our own shit. Don't gotta worry about nothing. Jobs would have been had. We could have controlled the price. We could have shipped it out and made some money. But these motherfuckers just ain't. And what about the oil that we do have here? They put sanctions on those people and basically fuck them up.
Speak out it. Speak.
You go put sanctions on the companies that are drawing your own oil out of your own soil, and then you want to sell us on it's Putin's fault that you gonna charge us out the ass?
You just automatically made Iran a global player. People ain't paying attention. You just automatically made Iran. You just made Iran a global player in oil. Venezuela, you're going to have to lift sanctions off. You're going to have to lift sanctions off of Venezuela in order to hold sanctions on Russia. And Vladimir Putin knows this and knows that fucking dude, Joe Biden is a fucking idiot. Hey, bro, all do you know as the more his approval ratings go down, the more they are going to call for Hunter Biden's head. Pay attention to what's going on in the mainstream news media. They want to know what the fuck are we doing over there right now? What the fuck are we, as far as money? We're sending millions over there during times of pandemic, times of food shortage. Hello, they are literally telling you this is what's going down, bro. They ain't.
With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages. And it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. It's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well. And because both Russia and Ukraine have been the breadbasket of Europe in terms of wheat, for example, just to give you one example. But we had a long discussion in the G7 with both the United States, which is a significant, the third largest producer of wheat in the world, as well as Canada, which is also a major producer. And we both talked about how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food shortages. In addition to that, we talked about urging all the European countries and everyone else to end trade restrictions on sending limitations on sending food abroad. And so we are in the process of working out with our European friends what it would take to help alleviate the concerns relative to food shortages.
Man, who are they fooling with this bullshit?
First of
he
all,
said the sanctions.
He thought he hit the blunt. Y'all didn't even see that. He thought he still had the blunt in his hand. You go back and look at it, he was like, oh.
That's how I used to look at my dad come out. Oh,
bro,
shit.
Hey, Illa, that's exactly what I was saying, man. Hold on, man. Let's talk about this shit real quick. How you seen it too, Illa? You seen it, didn't you?
Hey, bro,
hold on, man.
You ain't getting no stimulus check.
First of all, what the fuck is going on in America? When this motherfucker is standing in front of international fucking press and you're in the fucking front of a goddamn camera, you're talking about food shortages, and then you
freeze up, start rubbing your head.
You freeze up, start fucking, you do the fucking what?
But it got to reset itself. If you listen to him, he's talking like this.
Dude, but hey, he plays the you seen that. That's fucked up. Hold on, man. So what I'm saying is, hey, but within that shit, there was a secret motherfucking message. Did you catch it? Listen to what this motherfucker says. Matter of fact, don't even listen.
That's not a secret no more, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna need you to listen and read as it goes along. Watch this shit.
And we both talked about how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food shortages. In addition to
disseminate.
How we could increase them.
Hold on. Listen to what he's saying.
To food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages, and it's going to be real.
We don't have a food shortage problem. We have a leadership problem. We have plenty of food.
With regard to food shortage, yes, we did talk about food shortages, and it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. It's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well. And because both
look at
Russia
him,
and
look at him grab
Ukraine
his fucking head.
have been the breadbasket of Europe in terms of wheat, for example, just to give you one example. But we had a long discussion in the G7 with both the United States, which has a significant, the third largest producer of wheat in the world, as well as Canada, which is also a major producer. And we both talked about how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food shortages. In addition to that, we talked about urging
how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food shortages. That wasn't a motherfucking coincidence.
2 pieces of toast. Fuck they food shortage.
That wasn't. Hey, look. Okay, so first of all, okay, so boom, on this planet, there are at least 5 countries that are major wheat growers: Canada, America, Russia, Ukraine. Okay, Russia provides 25% of all the world's wheat. Gone. Don't remember we was talking about food shortages?
As to why the U.S. is producing less wheat, factors include the drought and farmers switching to more profitable crops.
Up until 2.5 years ago, his farm was supplying Oakhurst Dairy thousands of gallons of milk every week. Then Stone was notified that high levels of PFAS were discovered in a well on his farm. Officials say the contamination comes from biosludge that was spread on more than half of the farm's fields. Local sewer districts paid Stone and other farmers to use the biosludge as a soil enhancer.
Because of sanctions on Russia, food shortages are coming.
the price.
As to why the U.S. is producing less wheat.
Okay, okay, real quick. Biosludge. Okay, me and Jay Walski was talking about. Okay, so look it up, biosludge. I'm gonna play the video because we're moving too fast. I'm gonna play the video later. Biosludge is also known as compost. Biocompost. Look this shit up. The government is paying farmers to use this shit. The federal government's paying farmers to use this shit. Me and Jay Walski was talking earlier. The Biden is paying farmers not to grow food. Correct, Walski?
Yeah. And you know, another trip when you talk about Russia being a leader in wheat, they're also one of the world's biggest producers of fertilizer.
Oh, yeah.
So the funny thing is, any farmer who would want to use fertilizer, it's going to be hard as fuck to get, probably ain't going to be able to get it. And then the rest of them are getting sold this bullshit. It's a cold game.
Yeah. So
But it ain't.
now
It's a cold game if you ain't paying attention to. No, it's a cold game if you're paying attention to it and you don't defend yourself. You know, for what to come your way.
yeah, and the thing is, G, we've been paying attention to this shit from a long time ago. We make music about the shit. That's why I say, and the thing is, man, hey, bro, at the beginning of my motherfucking intro, it speaks right out of my heart. Somebody got to say this shit. And then right after that, fuck your government. And that's every government on the planet, because every government on the planet is,
Because of this, right?
huh?
You know you ain't getting no stimulus check because of this here, right?
I've never gotten one, and the thing is, every one of us is gonna have to pay that back. Hey, it's over. It's over. Hey, check this out.
You got
Okay,
it.
so
They just took it before they was gonna tell you got it.
It's over. It's over.
Like that
Check
nigga
this out.
part of Mad Militia, take his shit.
Now, you seen that shit he got on the internet? Hey, but hold on. Okay, so understand real quick. Like you said, Russia, the leading one of the top five, absolutely in fertilizer. Three, I believe, three in wheat. Ukraine is second, but okay, but all the farmers are all the farmers in the UK in the Ukraine. All the farmers in the Ukraine are on the battlefield. There is no wheat harvest. This there is no harvest of wheat. All the Russian farmers that are also soldiers are on the battlefield. There is no production of wheat in Russia and definitely not in Ukraine right now. So that supply of wheat, as far as it goes, done. It's over with that. So, but let's talk about our supply.
We got Kroger's.
Your government has a 15-year run of attacking the American farmer. Pay attention. We have been paying. I have been definitely paying attention to this shit. Your government has been attacking the American farmer, and this is one of the reasons why. So let's watch this real quick.
As to why the U.S. is producing less wheat, factors include the drought and farmers switching to more profitable crops.
Up until 2.5 years ago, his farm was supplying Oakhurst Dairy thousands of gallons of milk every week. Then Stone was notified that high levels of PFAS were discovered in a well on his farm. Officials say the contamination comes from biosludge that was spread on more than half of the farm's fields. Local sewer districts paid Stone and other farmers to use the biosludge as a soil enhancer.
And DEP assured us that the material was safe. So we were actually doing our civic duty by helping the town.
No one was aware locally here in Maine of these particular materials and their long life and potential toxicity.
And we have yet to get an apology.
Have you heard about biosludge, the new fertilizer they're using on food farms? They call it a fertilizer, but it's liquefied toxic human waste and dead bodies that they spray onto the fields and apply the certified non-GMO label to their packaging.
Biosolids, otherwise known as sewage sludge, may harbor toxins, pathogens. The sewage sludge that's recycled into compost contains everything that washes down our sewers. Human and animal feces, industrial chemicals, medical waste, oil products, pesticides, and home cleaning products, including lead and mercury, flame retardants, which are known to be endocrine system disruptors. Since 2003, the EPA has allowed marketers to substitute the word compost for sewage sludge or biosolids.
And these motherfuckers talking about a green
So
new
you can
deal.
use Dookie if it don't kill you. That's
So
all
basically,
I'm saying.
yeah,
You
like you said, the green New Deal. What the fuck is a Green New Deal?
Yeah, y'all
The
want to act
green-
like you worry about the environment. You spreading dead bodies and doo-doo all over everything. What the fuck?
Okay, so what they're doing is basically putting manufacturing and distribution and branding on a natural process. Bodies decompose. Everything decomposes. Guess how, if in a natural environment, guess how crude oil is made? Oh, you'd be surprised. Guess what crude oil is? But what I'm saying is, but guess what it is? If crude oil through a long process, it's just it's compost. It's dead trees. It's dead animals. It's dead. It's dead shit that it gets composed. It decomposes over time, and the long process of decomposure creates this shit.
Crude. Absolutely.
And they
Yeah.
do what with it?
They start wars with it and lie to us, and
Oh yeah,
pretty
I don't
pretty
want.
soon
This is
they
why I didn't go to the service. I don't want to have an automatic machine gun. I got the ups on the whole crowd, and some little skinny ass nigga in combat throw a cup of shit on me. I quit.
Hey, dude, they literally. We have been talking about. Okay. So how in the hell do you not? How in the hell? Fuck you, Fauci. How in the hell can you talk about a fucking global pandemic and not one time mention chemtrails? Not one time mention the fucking GMO process. Fucking not one time mention SARS, which is a fucking baby cut is an actual uncle of
Everything.
so what I'm saying is, bro, it's like and the thing is, bro, it's like we've been telling motherfuckers what it is, man, but now it's hitting home because this is what everybody has been seeing at their grocery store.
Not me. Nah, not here.
Give it time, you'll see it.
Shit, why would I give it time? You a lie. Shit, I'm stocking up. Now let me go downstairs in my basement and show you what I'm doing. Shit. So
But like you said, you stocking up. That's right, G. That's what we got.
We seen it coming. We seen this coming, bro. And then
Yeah.
you know, everybody just continued to ha from it. But now motherfuckers starting to see like, damn, this another reason why Ace don't eat after 7 o'clock. This
Come
why
on.
he training himself not to be eating without chicken and all this shit motherfuckers like. This how they gonna starve your ass out. Shit. So all right, y'all gonna come with that. Man, come on. I'm trying to live like a goat. Them motherfuckers can eat anything.
Okay, do me a favor, Walsky. Read that.
New supply chain risk. 22,000 dock workers who may soon strike.
Now, that right there, what date is that on that?
March 28th, 2022.
Oh, that was just got done the day before yesterday.
Yeah. So check this out, though. Oh shit. Read that, Walsky.
A labor
Impasse. Yep.
could worsen the floating traffic jams that have kept dozens of ships waiting in the Pacific before they can pull up to the docks.
Hold on. Yeah, people, we still have a fucking shipping crisis at our goddamn main fucking docking ports. Yeah, it's go keep reading.
Okay. That could aggravate shortages. Pacific. That could aggravate shortages and send already high prices for customer goods soaring.
Oh, this is okay. This is the dates that are presented this year, folks. Go ahead. Go ahead, read that, Jay Walsky.
I think it grouped out.
Oh, okay, so hold on. I gotta. The contract for the International Longshore and Warehouse Union expires at the end of June 2022.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
My bad, y'all.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me to go ahead and read that? All right.
Please.
The contract for the International Longshore and Warehouse Union expires at the end of June.
Google it.
For those whose livelihoods are tied to ports, truckers, logistic companies, retailers, July 1st marks the beginning of a period of grave uncertainty.
You need to pay attention because look, these are contracts that were going to expire without the import and export crisis, without the fucking war, with, you know what I'm saying, without labor shortage. Are you paying attention, folks, to what's going on? This contract was due to expire. What are the chances of these contracts being renewed?
Oh, especially if you think about the political faction of this country that says that they uphold the union. Oh, those contracts are definitely not getting renewed.
None, not one. None of these contracts will be renewed because, first of all, okay, so we do know that they are introducing us to a new variant that I want to break down later on, possibly part 2 of this show later on, possibly later on tonight. It has to be documented. We are making sure that we do our part as far as letting the information be known, making it documented that we were paying attention and we were not distracted by the bullshit. See, this is what's going on, folks. Pay attention to the dates that were given. In June, these contracts, these major fucking import and export contracts that are tied into the fact that there is a goddamn floating traffic jam on. Oh, are you paying attention? Go ahead, Walski. I'm I'm getting frustrated. Go ahead.
Oh no.
If you have anything to add, please.
I mean, dude, the phrase
look,
that keeps running through my brain is lockstep. I mean, from the time that we heard about the ships that could not port back in the summertime to the beginning of the lockdowns, to the farmers having to slaughter livestock because they couldn't get it out, to the fucking inflation of everything due to the mass printing of money. And now look, there's no way it's happenstance that this this strike is coming up, and then B, this contract is like none of this shit is a fumbled ball by an inept a government. That's the worst part about it. Like all of this.
So hold on, G.
But I'm saying one faction of
so if it's not
a group of people, this is absolutely awesome. That's fucking crazy.
So basically, crazy. Being that I'm reading from your statement and from the fact that you are a rationalist as myself, you know, birds of a feather. You're saying that this was purposely done?
Absolutely, bro. There's no fucking way that it's not.
Okay, so on the surface, this goes. Hey, bro, I'm going all the way back. I am literally going all the way back to about 45 minutes ago when you said a statement about how they are basically shifting us over into a new paradigm with the cryptocurrency and new way of spending, new way of exchange. Okay, so on the surface now, I'm going back to what you said. Now look, boom. Oh, will you please read that for me, Jay Walski?
All right, New World Order.
This is a graph that I made. Yeah.
Oh, you made this. Nice.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So the New World Order refers to a new period of history what is that? Evidencing? Help me out here.
Evidencing, I guess.
Evidencing, all right. Dramatic change in world political thought and the balance of power in international relations.
Now that is the definition that is used by main. That is the definition. Understand that is Googleable. Googleable. That is the definition that is given to you by mainstream politicians. Surface level, they are willing, happily willing, to give you that definition of a new world order. And in that case, then they would say absolutely it exists, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's a political thing. But if you're kind of like me myself, this is probably the definition you're really looking for.
A new world order, a secretive power elite with a globalist agenda is conspiring to eventually rule the world through an authoritarian one world government which will replace all sovereign nation states.
And if you look at the graph, you see the bubbles. You see the bubbles that are intertwining or locking with each other. You have the New World Order at the top. You have climate crisis, which is a fucking joke. Climate crisis. You do. How old is the planet? Never mind. And then you have pandemic. And then within the intertwining of the bubbles, you have war, you have hyperinflation, and you have food shortage. And within the middle of the three bubbles, you're going to work.
And the wildest thing is, while that that interview or that press conference, I guess you might call it, with Putin comes out when he talks about the ruble, we all, even us at Blurred Minds Media, we're talking about the slap that was heard around the world.
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are.
That is, and the wildest thing is with the importance of Putin's message and what we deemed important here in the media, because Blurred Minds is a media network. So best you believe me, I was trying to surf the grift like the rest of us.
Yes, we are. We are a media network.
But, oh man, I mean, and that'll show you kind of where we are with everything. In normal thinking, that news from Putin should have been the hot topic for every media outlet out there.
Everything. But no. It was the slap heard around the world that will not be played because it is oversaturated. It's been played 1,000 times, 1,000 million trillion times over on many and various of fucking channels. And we think this information right here is more pertinent. Okay, so with that being said, we got to teach you the importance of the fact that, we call this show, the cost of power, the ruble versus the petrodollar. Now, understand, with, like my man Walski's said, with the announcement by Vladimir Putin, it should be like, it really should be first class news. It really should be, because this right here basically says to the world that some fucking change is about to happen in this bitch, and there's nothing that you can fucking do about it. See, now the petrodollar has been challenged in ways, I would say, not modernly thought, not imagined in our modern time. You know what I'm saying? Not imagine. It's been threatened in ways. Because okay, we already knew that our own government and the printing of you know what I'm saying, the excessive printing of fiat currency is going to eventually spill over and fuck us in the end. But now we have an external threat playing that macho shit politically, you know what I'm saying, trying to give you a fucking the international gesture, show of power, and he flips it on your fucking head. And during a time when you are already dealing, see, just yesterday, Jay Wowski, if you, well, I know you've been paying attention. Okay, just yesterday, they were just talking about white hot job numbers. White hot job numbers. Look at it today. The white hot job numbers is starting its plateau. And they realizing that the job numbers really have no effect in the fact that yeah, you're gonna be dealing with complete, they calling it stagnation. They are fucking us, Jay Wowski. It's not, no, it's no, it's not stagnation. It's complete hyperinflation that will lead to depression, like barrels of fucking dollars to pay for one egg shit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they've basically, I mean, everybody, well, not everybody, but plenty of people have been on vacation, been to other countries, came here from other countries. So, you know, the dollar goes a lot farther traditionally than like the peso or the Jamaican currency or plenty of other countries. It was like, you know, $1 like 10 peso. I'm probably not exactly 10. Sorry, don't quote me on that, but however many it takes. Well, now it's going to be like that for us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what a dollar double cheeseburger at McDonald's? It's still $1, but for us it's $20 because that's what it takes to get back to the dollar. The wildest thing is, you could look up one day and somebody slammed down a Ruble at a KFC, and nobody can break change.
Yeah, because the ruple's worth more than your fucking bullshit. Hey, yeah, you understand? See this? Okay, so this is also what we're dealing with too. See, this is the evidence. This is the evidence of inflation. Jawowski, could you run that down real quick for me, man?
All right, so groceries. All right, this is the price.
This is the price of war.
Rice, $35.90 in February. Today, it's $35.60. Wheat, $28.70. Today, $28.20. Wheat ATTA. I'm not sure what that means, but
boy, I love this goddamn. I love us, bro. I love the fact that while everybody's on bullshit, we giving out numbers and statistics about the shit that matters most. Your stomach, you stupid motherfuckers. We trying to help. We're here to help, but you don't see it. Okay, go ahead. Continue, my bro.
We're basically showing you your new currency over here and what it's going to cost to obtain it. $31.80 for wheat ATTA. Like I said, I'm not sure what that means, but I guess another form of wheat, I would imagine. Today, $31.80. Well, it's about the same, I guess, as far as that goes. Gram DAL. You know what that means? Anybody? I'm not sure that breakdown either. The DAL part. Either way, $75.30, February 24th. Today, $73.60. Let's just go to two I know. Sugar, $41.25, February 24th. Today, $41. Milk, $50.60, February 24th. Today, $51.10.
And you see that denomination right there is not an American symbol for current American currency, right? Or fiat currency, right? Correct.
Yeah.
That's in India, folks. That's just in India. I did. I could show you the numbers from from good old U.S. of A. But guess what? It has scared the shit out of you. See, folks, it's not gonna get any better. They're willing. Your own government is lying to you about the gross national debt. Your own government is lying to you about the gross national debt. Instead of telling you that, instead of not telling you at all, they'd rather just tell you a lie. But if you actually calculate the unfunded liabilities all over the planet, is roughly around $160 trillion in debt. See, you understand why me and Jay Wowski is talking about this frivolous spending and this fucking stimulus that's constantly being given to us. You're not wondering how we're gonna repay. We're gonna repay it in blood, in growling stomachs, people.
And that'll show you the silly ass move. Instead of coming to some kind of resolve, they're going to print more money and give it to you while your grocery stores are still going to be empty. Like, it's almost the most pointless stimulus you could ever ask for. I mean,
Because you're gonna buy
if they want to
stupid shit.
stimulate
You gotta
anything,
buy PlayStations, and you gotta buy PlayStation and fucking access codes to games, and you dumb fuck. You don't understand the storm that's coming, that's approaching.
and just think about that.
Perishables,
We got
water, non-perishable foods, water, and possibly bullets, weaponry. It's the best fucking thing you could possibly, in defense of yourself and your livelihood, because it's gonna get to the point, people, where if you can't feed yourself, people do desperate shit when they can't feed themselves, as society and history tends to show us.
yeah. When the agenda of your government is just to print off money, send it to a foreign country for their war,
Mhm.
actually put into legislation your children making sexual decisions at very young, peculiar ages, when they're pushing critical race theory in schools, when they're
And
printing
gender
off money
politics. And
and
gender.
gender, and actually printing off money for gender politic situations,
Are you
when they're
fucking
trying to
kidding?
sell your farmers on biosludge instead of what they really need to grow good crops for the people. I mean, at what point is anybody still buying that any of our best interest is at heart? I mean, it, to me, to know this information back when I got hip to it was one thing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of backdoor talking. You kind of really had to meander through the woods a little bit to get to kind of something, and it was a little bit more hush hush. Now they just come on TV and just blatantly tell you. So I mean, if you can't just listen to the information, I mean, we got dock workers striking. We got this contract coming up. You want to print off billions of dollars and send it to Ukraine, billions of dollars for this and that. You're not going to work out that deal. You're not going to pay these farmers. Give farmers. Why wouldn't you give farmers stimulus? So we got a food shortage. Why wouldn't you give them some kind of tax break, some cuts, some kind of something? Why ain't you working out deals to repair that? That's the thing. That's never the move. So, but the people that just watch the day-to-day TV and think that, oh yeah, well this is happening and this is why. No, it's not
Because
why.
there's
They're
more
not telling you
people.
why.
It's more people than they can feed, bro.
Yeah.
Understand, bro. We have food. There's okay. So understand that there is perishable. There's actual perishable foods that is rotting in our docks, in our harbors right now. You understand that it's rotting in in connexes.
And that right there, I don't know. Who cares about no policies? What country this? What sanction that? Your country has a food shortage on the rise. You have food in boats at the port. Is there any? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
park that boat and unfucking load it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's no. I don't care about how much red tape. Is it down to your people not having food or your people having food? I feel like any rational thinker would be like, fuck the bullshit we're on or what we
We are
got.
we are
Unload the boat.
literally letting policy fuck us, dude. Hey, check this out. So read this, Jay Walski.
Currently, the forex rate for ruples to dollars is about 90 to 1. One American dollar equals 87.875 Russian rubles.
Woo-hoo-hoo. So remember, you thought the sanctions, you stupid motherfuckers, you thought the sanctions were going to help. You thought, guess what? You fucked us all. You basically, okay, more than ever, the petrodollar is exposed. It is literally the fucking kinks in all the kinks in its armor has been exposed. Read that, bruh.
Vladimir Putin made it so that Russian gas and oil can only be purchased in ruples.
Which means
that demand for ruples is about to skyrocket.
And then
with 5,000 ruples now equaling 1 gram of gold. 1 gram of gold.
Woo. Surely they didn't expect that, Jay Walski.
Oh, no.
Did they literally expect to increase the value of the ruble while applying sanctions on the big bad Russians?
It's the wildest shit. Because, like if you think about it, like from the face value of all this bullshit, the spoon feeding of the lies, it looks like he called their bluff and they made an awful decision. But if you really were purposely tanking your own economy, then it's a perfect idea. It's the move. Like I said, it feels like that scene in Goodfellas. They're stuffing this bitch full of fucking shit that's flammable. They're about to light it up and burn it down it's just, they're just shutting her down.
As if it was purposely done.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, how could anybody believe it's not purposeful when there's not been one fucking move to reverse anything?
Mm-hmm.
The wild thing is with the food shortage, with our dollar turning to ruble. That's hilarious. He said the ruble. That's funny. With all this shit going on, I mean, no wonder places are telling people you ain't got to wear a mask no more. No wonder nobody cares if they lost their ass in court over all the mandates and everything from the pandemic. They're telling you the pandemic don't matter no more. They basically walked us through that pandemic just to get us here.
Yeah. Agreed. And the thing is, G, and the thing is, Fauci is a piece of shit because he knows that the variants are going to get worse. I have information. That's why this has to be a part 2. I don't know if it's going to be later on tonight or maybe tomorrow. But it has to be a part 2 because I had so much information that I found out about this new variant and Fauci and the fact that this motherfucker is a piece of shit and how it all ties in. Look, dude, there are Iranian soldiers in Russia fighting against. There are Iranian soldiers in the Ukraine fighting on the side of the Russians right now. No one's talking about it. Isn't that absolute unrefutable proof that this is World War III? You have an outside nation state involving themselves in two opposing nation states conflict. Correct?
Correct.
Iran is not a part of NATO, nor never will be. Correct?
Yep.
There's no response from NATO. There's no response from the European. In fact, the Dutch have literally spoken to the EU nations yesterday and said, we're still not going. No, we'll give you weapons. We're not sending anyone. We're not sending no troops in. You handle that shit by yourselves. And bruh, it's and the thing is, the shit is not getting any better. This is the 38th day, Wowski. We are in the 38th day of this shit. Now check this shit out. Please read that for me, bro.
We are going to see a massive price disruption in these Forex markets in terms of how much gold and dollar can actually still buy.
Because you thought you could destroy the ruble. Now the ruble is increasing in value. because European countries the United, this is fucking okay. These motherfuckers depend on Russian oil. They do. If there is no if, they cannot pull out of Russian oil, because if they do, you have instant energy chaos within Europe. And the EU, the countries that are united, known as the EU, if you fucking pull out of Russian oil, you have instant motherfucking problems. You instantly make Iran instant number 3 via 4 players in fucking oil. And you basically turn America into a fucking third world country that doesn't have. You might as well use your ass as currency. You might as well use your asshole as currency, because that's what they're basically going to do. They just expose how weak the petrodollar is. That's why we call this episode. That is why we call this episode the ruble versus the petrodollar. That is why every time my man brings up the fucking Federal Reserve, I make sure to show you this image. It is the printing of bullshit money by fucking smiling faces claiming that they are helping, and no, they're fucking us. They're printing money, and as your fucking grocery stores dwindle in produce, the prices of every fucking thing within those grocery stores are going up. Walski.
Yeah, they're just gonna. If it's on the shelf, eventually you won't be able to afford it. They're either gonna price you out, or it just won't be there no more. It's one or two ways, and both at the same time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The worst part about it is, man, think about all this shit pre all this, years ago, when it seemed like a plan afoot,
Yeah.
It was weird, the mindset I
was when it was more speculation.
Yeah, because the wild thing, the mindset was, I was always thinking was like, I don't know, man. There's so many people here in this country. There's so many guns. I don't think everybody. I don't think that the move's going to be I couldn't see exactly how you round up and screw over so many people and just it accepts it. You know what I mean? And then I was always thinking like, there's got to be some people at the top that have to stand some type of opposition to this wild shit. But then, as we sit here today, it's blatantly obvious that there's no way of stopping it. It's just how far down the road is it really going to go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the only people who can stop it are the exact people doing it. So that's off the table as far as any kind of a opposition to it from the hierarchy. But where does this plane land? You know what I mean? I mean, I think there's a couple different avenues, none good, but a couple different avenues of where it could land us. But Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, none of it sounds great. Oh, it's wild, man. Thinking about how it's just inevitable. It's no more happenstance. Years ago, it was just like, damn, if that does happen, that'll be crazy. Now it's like, well, damn, it is happening, and it is crazy. Oh, shit. It's kind of a helpless feeling to know that, I mean,
I totally agree.
Knowing the opposition, Lord.
I totally agree with you because knowing what we know, G, and knowing what we've known for so long, actually seeing it play out is really like kind of mind blowing, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey Stilla, if you still watching, man, please plug back in, man. I got some shit to show you before I roll out, man. We gotta. Everybody should know this shit because this shit is crazy. It's about to get. Pay attention. This is the 38th day. We're not even 38 days. It's 6 weeks. That's 6 weeks, roughly. Like 6 weeks. Like, come on, man. Like,
and dude, honestly, if you think about everything that's transpired in 6 weeks, we are on a fast track to get into some real shit.
Yeah, holy shit! Like this is bad, and if you're not paying, we over here at Blurred Minds Media, we over here at Blurred Minds Media, and somebody got to say this shit. We are one and the same. We have been informing you from day one. We have been letting you know on the smallest of small scale when we just started off talking about hyperinflation. The information that we gave you about COVID-19 and Event 201 that you still have not Googled, that's your own fault. The information that we gave you on war during crisis when my man Jaywowski basically he predicted the actual beginning of the war. I have it. It's documented. It is in my Google voice just cut on my other phone by itself. So yeah, or yeah, by itself, quote unquote. Walski predicted the beginning of the war. And the thing is, we've been giving you these shows and giving you this information, and we haven't been wrong yet. Now I want to keep out, and it's sad because we want to be. Both of us want to be wrong about this shit. We want to be wrong because we're going down. We're marking ourselves in history for basically warning everyone that's not paying attention. Motherfuckers are absolutely not paying attention, distracted, absolutely, and don't give a fuck about the information that we're giving. And when they will give a fuck, it'll be absolutely too late. You can't afford the Wi-Fi payment. You can't afford the phone payment because bread and eggs is too high. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it goes back to what my man said about the new form of digital currency. You better pay the fuck attention because we've been warning you. Walski and I have been on our shit. and I'm proud. I'm proud of that shit. Like I said, fuck the YouTube streets. This is more important. Walski, could you read that for me real quick?
We are going to see a massive price disruption in these Forex markets in terms of how much gold and dollar can actually still buy. With 5,000 rubles now equaling 1 gram of gold and oil being priced directly in gold.
Ooh.
This will have a deflationary effect on the ruble, making it more valuable over time. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's just kind of a smart move, which means other countries like Japan will dump their dollar debt as fast as they can and move into more stable currencies like the ruble.
Okay, now with that, this is important. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. We said this shows ago, but we're going to say it again. If Saudi Arabia decides to side with Russia, if Saudi Arabia decides to drop the dollar and starts using ruble, we're going to be eating each other. We're going to be eating each other. It'll be cannibalism in a month's time in America. Did you understand what I'm saying? If
I feel like that is the inevitable upcoming news break. That's exactly what's going to. I mean, what country is just going to keep backing and trading with a currency that's not worth shit? You know, like that's why. Why would anybody? It's just not a smart move.
we tried our best to warn you, man. We tried our best to warn you. Yes, you may be a person of a biblical sort, and this is some biblical shit. But biblical symbolically to us, we're rationalists. We don't deal with that shit like that. There will be no more markets after this. There will be there will be no more markets except the markets that the new powers, like my man said, is going to be everything's going to be flipped. Everything's going to be flipped. It'll be the new powers: China, Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, India. You know what I'm saying? The European countries. The first will be last, and the last shall be first. That type shit. Biblical again, crazy. But at the same time, this is biblical proportion shit. You have to pay attention. I don't want to sound like a fucking an alarmist, but we are sounding the alarm. You have got to store water and perishables because it's going it's damn it, it's going to be too high. It's going to be too high. The electric bill is going to be too high. The phone bill is going to be too high. All of it is going to be too damn high. Your how much you get paid is not going to be able to compete with inflationary prices, with rate increases. You're not going to be able to keep. We collectively, I'm including myself, we're not going to be able to keep up with the rate increases. If everyone that owns a home, you bet to be on your fucking knees praying that interest rates don't increase. Within just the housing markets alone, I have been paying attention.
Oh, and if you rent, you better hope your landlord is on their shit, or
Oh yeah,
you'll
because
be out in the street
hello,
quick.
my fucking rent, my rent is the increase in my rent is unbelievable. I can pay it, but holy shit, it's showing in every it's going to be seen and felt. It's going to be felt in your pocket. It's going to be felt in your purse, and it's going to be seen in every bill and every receipt you create. Read that for me, Dwowski.
Which means other countries like Japan will dump their dollar debt as fast as they can and move into more stable currencies like the ruble.
Uh-huh.
Foreign countries holding our dollar debt notes in reverse will see less use for them and will want to start dumping them to get something more stable, which holds its value.
Yep. This is exactly as far as whew, understand what the game is being played. you you have Crazy Joe going against a fucking master strategist. Holy shit. The move that was just played on the entire westernized governments, the world powers, if you will. The move that have all of them are at the mercy of Russia now. This is no, do you actually okay, this is okay. This is before. This is before. Like we already knew that NATO wasn't going to get involved. Now we absolutely know that NATO is not going to get involved. Not at all. Because if Russian banks continue to hold strong to their new deal, then that means that other countries have no other fucking choice but to fall into play. Read that, Jay Walski, for me.
This will give Putin the power to repeg the ruble to gold at whatever rate he wants. It's 5,000 rubles today. Tomorrow it might be 500. Basically, they sold us a sanction move.
Next week it could be 10 rubles.
They went on our television and sold us these sanctions as a strategic move to back Russia off of Ukraine. But in fact, it was actually a move to relinquish our economic power in the world. That's exactly what they've done. There's no bouncing the dollar back from this.
None. You've completely exposed. You've completely exposed the dollar. You completely exposed it. It's over. Novus ordo seclorum. Hey, I said it. I said it in this video. I said global fucking reset. And that's exactly what it is. It's a global fucking reset. I got one more image for you to read. Jay Walski, could you read that for me?
Dollars being dumped by foreign nations are about to come home.
And do you know what that means? Like my man Walski said, barrels and barrels of what you're gonna have to use. You're gonna use that fucking money to heat your fucking homes in the winter. You have plenty of it because they're not going to want it. Your banks are not going to hold them anymore. It's useless paper. It's useless currency. It literally has no more value. Literally, like my man Walski said, it could be a time when you can literally see someone paying for eggs and milk and bread with a ruble. Over here, here in America. Yeah, America, land of the free, home of the brave. Yeah.
And if they're paying for it with an actual American currency, the petrodollar, they will have duffel bags of it
Oh, duffel
for
and
milk and
duffel bag.
eggs. They'll come in there, look like a bank robbery movie.
Yeah.
Here's the wildest thing is there's an out. They're going to sell it to you as the digital currency. But the bad thing about that out is, they will absolutely be able to tell you what to do at every turn. And that to me is actually a worse sale than figuring it out without it.
Yeah, you're absolutely not going to have a choice because if food rations, and see that huge brand new talk whenever they introduce a um political catchphrases into the socio-political paradigm, you need to pay attention to it. And the newest one that's been passed off in the last maybe 4 to 5 years, and like repeated as of recently, is food insecurity. Food insecurity. Pay attention to that type of phrasation and talking point, socio-political talking point. They don't give a fuck if you eat or not, honestly, because if they did, we would be the leading producer of domestic produce here at home for our own people. Wouldn't that make sense?
If they cared if we ate or not, there's no way that the once leading power in the world would ever have a food shortage. They would have made damn good and sure that would have happened.
Yeah.
But instead, the POTUS is on record saying he actually, in fact, made sure it was going to happen. Yo, that's crazy.
He made sure that it was going to happen by actually saying.
We both talked about how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food shortages. In addition to
Oh man, none of it just makes sense. Remember how awesome the 90s were? You know what I mean?
Yeah, those days are gone, son.
Like
Those
music
days.
was great, fashion was something, I mean, like everybody like and we've gotten so far
Pussy was
from
genuine.
that. It's crazy.
Yeah, the pussy was sincere and genuine. A whore knew it was a whore. Those days is over. Yeah. Like you
Honestly,
said,
if we could have just stopped time before the smartphone technology, before all this, like, man, like I think we've bought ourselves into our own demise.
I absolutely agree.
It's nuts, man. It is. It's a wild thing to think about. And the wildest thing to me is not, I mean, all the just common sense things, like you spend too much, you get in debt rises too much, wheels fall off, all this. But the calculated demise of millions of people's lives to me is just I'll never completely understand it. Why that would be the move. You know what I mean? Like, because I think there's no reverse. I mean, even everybody that stands on the other side of the aisle, they think the conservatives say you are actually the opposition. I'm saying that
it has always been what humans always done to each other, have always done to each other from the beginning of human recorded history.
I know. That's like I said, it's just repeating itself again. But
always the few control. Yeah, you're right. The few control the many. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the many have become too many, and that's the thing. It's easier to starve us out and fucking place a pandemic on us. I'm or call me the big bad conspiracy theorist. But have I been wrong yet? Look what's going on now. Look what's happening. The evidence and the proof. The fact that you have nine different side effects on one so-called cure should tell you that something's going on.
Well, I mean, just think about that. From the lockdown all the way to now, where has the government pushing their pin actually done anything to help us? What made COVID better? What made the economy better? What made the shipping crisis better? What made the threat of nuclear war better? But
we damn sure know it didn't
that whole
end.
time. You can look through that whole time where they've doubled and tripled down on making it fucking worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's that global pandemic. Let's just start there. It's an election year. I get it. But how the fuck can you stand on two political sides and you all argue over a global pandemic? If there was ever anything you would think would just be down the middle, bipartisan, let's get it figured out the best way we can do and get these people's life back on track. If it really was what they said it was.
Yeah.
You know, but everybody's like, you don't want to wear a mask. You must be a racist conservative. You're wearing two masks. You must be a sissy libtard. It's a global pandemic. The fuck does your political party got to do with sick shit, sick people, and medicine? It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
That's how we started. And now look where we're at. Now we got people, we're so divided as a people that we actually have people that stand on Will Smith's side of the fence and Chris Rock's. God
Like that's
damn.
because that's important right now. Not the fact that you're not
But you know
paying
what I'm saying? Like,
attention.
as a country, we can't kumbaya for shit. I mean, we got people that actually side with Will Smith and side with Chris Rock instead of just looking at it for what it is, a distraction from your reality. But that's how far down the road we've gotten. Instead of worrying about what we're speaking on, that became an actual beef and issue between citizens of a country.
Yeah.
Celebrities smacking each other. But you'll be lucky to grill a hot dog by 4th of July.
Lucky. Absolutely.
Oh, man. It's wild out here, bro. And the whole time I just want to do, shock jock comedy shows, wrestling shows, movie reviews, I want to snort a Tony Montana line of Blue Pill so bad. I want to taste the steak again. But it's over. I mean, shit.
Yeah, because we've taken so many red pills, dude, as far as just the global scope of things. Just the global scope of things. Like we have OD'd on red pills. The fact that Fauci is allowed to say shit like this, G.
But she's had the flu for 14 days. Should she get a flu shot?
Well, no. If she got the flu for 14 days, she's as protected as anybody can be, because the best vaccination is to get infected yourself.
And
So
she should not get it?
if she really has the flu, she definitely doesn't need a flu vaccine. If she really has the flu,
She should not get it again
No,
this
she
year?
doesn't need it, because it's the most potent vaccination is getting infected yourself.
Henderson, North Carolina.
Oh, I want to choke slam you, you little motherfucker, you.
You piece of shit. You.
Oh, man.
Do we get it? Do we? Okay,
I'll show you that your journalists nowadays are trash. If I was at CNN, I'd have been running that motherfucker. Listen to what he said. Listen to it again. I wouldn't have even had a show other than putting that on a fucking loop if I was in the mainstream media. Jesus.
It's the old adage that remains true within the human species on this planet. It is the old adage That remains true. Have you ever seen it on the kung fu movies where it says poison cures poison?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying go out here and fucking catch herpes because you know what I'm saying somehow it's the cure for gonorrhea. You stupid idiot. I'm not saying none of that. And when I'm speaking to the listener, the future listener of this show, because this is a great fucking show. The fact that we are basically we're time travelers from a more rationalist mind frame, basically warning you of the things to come. That's who we are.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, we're not in the business of selling a resolve because
We see.
there just ain't one. I wish there
Yeah,
was.
we started this to get to the yacht, folks. But we wanted to make people aware of very evil individuals out here on the planet. Yeah, we're human beings. We all make mistakes, but there are people out here that want to actually enslave us all, not by racial demographic. No, 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 no. They want to enslave all of us. If you're not them, you're us. And if you're us, they're the ones that we are the ones that they either want to get rid of or enslave. They want to get rid of most of us and enslave whatever's left over. Do you understand how that works? That is the truth. That's this. Humans are fucked up. That's what. If you look through history, that's what we do to each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And we basically just made it all the way around the time,
Now we just have a yeah.
frame
No,
to
we just
be
have a
at the end
Wi-Fi
of it.
signal with it. No, we just have a Wi-Fi signal with it. You know, it's more complex. The shit with we have fucking bio. There was a man that just passed away. Jordan Maxwell, who's also R.I.P. to uh, Jordan Maxwell, who great man who tried to warn us as well. He was more esoteric in his information, but
And he
relevant
gave
information.
he gave his whole life to this.
Yeah, relevant information nonetheless. At the same time, um, the thing is, the shit is here. There's no avoiding it. There's no escaping it, and there's no denying it. And the thing is, this is the my man Walski. He's always on top of shit. This is the man that he spoke on earlier when we was talking about this conversation.
We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems, and supply chains will be deeply affected.
That was yesterday at the World Economic Forum. That was yesterday at the World Economic Forum, and they had an emergency meeting because of what Vladimir Putin did with the ruble. You get it?
Yeah. And anytime they roll out a guy who definitely could be of some kind of evil villain in some kind of movie, like Klaus Schwab, I mean,
Yeah.
it's never good. As soon as you see him pop up on the screen, just know it's bad news.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely, bro.
they've mocked Bond villains off of people like him for years.
Absolutely.
He's just the real deal. Unfortunately, that's not
Yeah.
a fucking movie.
Yeah, he's not a fake. He's not a fake. And that's the thing. You should be afraid whenever fucking face pops up on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, you can just look in his eyes. He has nothing good for us.
Yeah. But then again, you know what I'm saying? The thing is now that we gotta make time, for the things that we understand as uh common tradition, um, things that I can easily access. You know what I'm saying? The NCAA basketball tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things that make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that I want to continue to enjoy. The things, just small things like that. You know what I'm saying? I also understand that's not possible in this global climate because it's going to eventually hit my doorstep. It's going to hit. It's already the signs of being like if yes, make time to party. I would say make time to party. You know, you have a self-esteem and uh, you have a self-esteem and a individuality that you have to continue to feed and nurture, but at the same time, make yourself aware of the bullshit that is at play, that is in play. Walski, you got anything else to say? Because we're about to wrap it up. I got a few more videos to show. Understand the video of Fauci with his bitch ass needs to be fucking hung from fucking him saying that should let you know why the fuck do you need a vaccine if you already.
That video should be playing on every social media, every big screen, every loudspeaker from here to California.
I agree.
But
Agree.
unfortunately, it's not. And most people could watch that and still go take a booster. And there lies one of our biggest problems.
Yeah. Because they're willing to take these assholes are willing to take a booster shot due to fear instead of just paying attention to the actual climate of the world. Like pay attention to what's going on and you could navigate. You could possibly, like I said, man, I mean, in all honesty, it's not meant for everyone to survive this situation. It's not meant because if that was true, there wouldn't be Ukrainians and Russians dying right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep. I say we're, I don't know, probably months off from seeing some wild shit around here. It seems like the plane is dropping quick.
But we had a long discussion in the G7 with with both the United States, which has a significant, the third largest producer of wheat in the world, as well as Canada, which is also a major producer. And we both talked about how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food shortages. In addition,
how to increase food shortages, how to increase, disseminate. What does disseminate means? I know it to spread. That is what disseminate means. To spread. Disseminate and spread this shit. And that's what's happening. I got a couple more things to show you, then I'm about to end this shit. Real quick. This is very important. We should always end with information that we can use. So I'm letting this image load up so it can be seen. Where's it at? There we go. Walski, could you read that for me and we're going to end it?
Yeah, man. All right, number one, foods that don't require gas, electric, water to eat. Canned goods, especially with Pop Tops, dry goods, crackers, etc. Proteins, tuna, nuts, jerky, etc. 2, foods that store well and require minimum gas, electric, water to prepare. Rice, boxed mashed potatoes, oatmeal, instant noodles, etc. 3, sturdy fruits and vegetables that store well. Potatoes, ginger root, oranges, lemons, pomegranate, carrots, beets, etc.
Yes, sir. And we're going to end it with this right here. Read that for me.
People survived the Great Depression because they came together as a community. They trusted each other. They helped each other. They worked with each other. They left no one behind.
And most importantly,
they collectively grew food. I would
regardless
agree
to what
that
the fucking state or federal government said, when it was time to grow their own food, that's what they did.
And I know over the years they have preconditioned us through Hollywood to believe that when something catastrophic happens,
these selfish, pacified, self-entitled motherfuckers who don't want to get their fingers dirty, don't want to go out here and work. Now they're going to be forced to learn or learn how to fend for themselves. No more grocery stores for you. You have to get it on your own.
Yep. We're gonna see. We're gonna see who it's gonna really show everybody what they're made of.
Yeah. So pay attention. This right here, I am proud. Hold on, let me make sure that I ain't missing anything. Yeah, I pointed that out, but that's commonplace in a actual that's commonplace in a stable a stable economy. That's commonplace. That's going to happen. Inflation, taxes, and kids are going to be the reason why people, lose money. That's commonplace. So just making sure that. Oh, that was a report yesterday. You see that?
Yep.
You better pay attention, folks. This shit's gonna get sticky. And this show has been the cost of power, the ruble versus the petrodollar. Thank you for paying attention to this information. We find this information to be very, very important. We are going to be dealing in very, very trying times. Like I said, this is the 38th day of World War III. And regardless to if the mainstream news media is telling you or not, all nation states are involved. All nation states will be affected, and it's going to hit your front door. It's going to hit your pocketbook, your purses, and every piece of receipt and bill that you get. Pay attention. The bullshit stimulus is not going to help. You can't get stimulated fast enough to match the increasing inflation, the increasing hikes in rates. You understand how that works? It is what it is. Jaywalski, last words.
I mean, I feel like once again, we let y'all know things that are happening and things to come. It's up to y'all to do with that information as you will. But I feel like we're taking care of our responsibility as being in the know. And if anything else, we're writing the most realistic, true to form history book that we can think of.
Yeah. This is our gift to humanity, you know, for anyone that's listening and for anyone that cares to share this information. This is what it is, man. This is taking time to be introspective adults. This is taking the time to be responsible. This is taking the time to hold ourselves and humanity collectively accountable for its actions, which we have the right to do. So with that being said, that is my man Jay Walski. That is my man Jay Walski. I am Irk the Nerve. This is a Blurred Minds Media production, and the channel is Somebody Gotta Say This Shit. Oh, also know this. This is the last message you'll be here with. Read that, Walski.
When the food runs out, we'll still have each other.
Everybody, somebody got to say this shit.
Somebody gotta say this shit, so piss a bitch. Fuck your government. I'm hesitant to holler out that I'm in. I represent hollow points and Mac tears. Don't think through shots coming out of them. Last thing that you see is Nat Turner's grin. I'm a savage, not your average white boy, my friend. We ain't shooting. Fuck red, white, and blue. Earth they nerve like militias in the booth. Spit that word like the wisdom in the tooth. Get that herb like I need a blunt or two. Fuck y'all all, each and every one of you. You niggas wanna stay asleep? Fuck you motherfuckers too. All you niggas ain't loyal. Fuck the government soil. Bring heat to the planet to this motherfucker boil. There's no more talk. Through the grave y'all walk. I talk for the slaves from the grave. It's war.